Hello everyone, let's do some drawing. So it's been a little while and I wanted to just kind of show you what I've been sketching in the background. So I've been doing a lot of little characters from the board game and just, trying to figure out the look, the feel of the game and, how everyone in the world sort of contends with everything going on and yeah, I just thought that'd be a nice little video. And throughout the holiday, I've just been doodling little characters, always facing away because I like doing all the bags and stuff on the back, and yeah, I just find it more interesting really. But I'll show you what I've been drawing the last couple of days. There's a few like doodles and as well as ramblings of a madman, and yeah, I thought that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, yes. Anyway, I hope you're really well and having a nice few days and whatever you've been doing. And apologies, I've been so quiet lately. I've been busy, and then, with the holiday coming in, I thought I'd just have some time just to relax and enjoy scoffing my face and eating far too many chocolates and far too many cups of tea. As per usual, really. Yeah. So nothing really different than, the other characters. I was going to go through all the little parts of the characters and sort of a bit more information about how the game works and, what's important, stuff like that. So the first thing we have up here, so this is meant to be a little hook, and as we do it more, you'll see, but you're going to have two compartments for holding bags. The top one up here and then the bottom one up here. And there'll be more, well, there'll be advantages and disadvantages of having, each area taken up. So if you have the upper bag, you'll have a much bigger, area to put stuff on and hold more items, and you can get those sort of weird ladder bags that hold everything and offer more support, if you know what I'm talking about. And then the lower bags, I think it's more for smaller resources and things like that. But the bigger ones, you'll be able to hold additional weapons and yeah, sensors, the big sort of stuff like that. But yeah, let's do a little quick sketch and we'll just try and be a bit more informative about the game. Yeah, and I know how sporadic I've been about, talking about the game and then getting, sidetracked and doing something about D&D or, Pathfinder or anything like that. And, try and be a little bit more concise and uniform with the videos I'm putting out. And we have made somewhat of a schedule, things that we want to do and, things that we're designing for the game, and try and put that, involve the channel with it. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Since I'm drawing anyway. So yeah, backpacks and storage is going to be a really big thing about the game, and it's a lot of the time you're going to be adventuring off into the world, and it makes sense that that would act as a big part of it, and sort of that exploration and gathering balance makes a lot of sense to me. It's a bit of a rough sketch, but that's okay. It's nice to do a little rough sketch just to get the idea out and not worry too much about the final product. Plus, I really like repetition, so even though I've drawn this sort of character in almost the same pose about 3 times, ignore that, there's a little hand with a bladey thing attached to it, which is quite cool, I think. It's not part of the drawing. Alright, and then do the little carapace, the masks. They always kind of pick up this, lack of visibility, and the sort of lore at the moment for the game is that the world is so full of scary stuff and monsters and, you know, darkness and cold and all that stuff, it's better not to see it. And the characters use different sorts of sensors to see the world itself because of one of the stats is called compass mentis, and I guess it's sort of like your mental well-being armor. So the higher it is, the less triggered you'll become. You know, if you see awful things or monsters and things like that, you won't get scared as easy. And that's basically it. And yeah, and I guess the idea of not being able to see is, you know, it's going to limit that. But obviously it's going to make it harder to actually see things and hit things and find things. It's a weird trade-off, I know. I did think there was probably a mechanic that you can take the helmet off. You know, if you're in a battle with something and you're really struggling to hit the thing or see it, or if you're really struggling to find something, you can take off the carapace, the masks, and be much easier to find something. But you have to deal with the negative stuff about compass mentis of seeing what's in the world. It sounded very deep, didn't it? Crikey. And yeah, the more I draw, you know, characters, the more you think, oh, they need loads of belts and buckles and things like that. It just makes sense to hold everything, you know. It's kind of cool. And do some little fibrous bits off the, I guess it's kind of like, I don't know what it is, like a tunic or just a bit of a rag and cloth. And yeah, so the top bit. So that's going to be, you know, your upper pack shackle. The shackle is just the name of the hooks and things that hold everything. And as you go into the game, you'll be able to upgrade them, and you know, you can just hold more of certain objects and items. And excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Very professional. Yeah, so yeah, as you upgrade or change or customize your shackle, you'll be able to hold more of a certain thing, and it might be able to, you know, do other things for you. You might be able to put, like, I don't know, like harpoons, and maybe hold extra firewood, or, oh, that magpie's back, you knew it. And then you've got the lower shackle. And this is just sort of a more lightweight option where you can mostly just store, you know, the bits and pieces that you normally gather, and like herbs and bones, feathers, things of that nature. And you might be able to hold like an extra off-handed weapon or something like that, depending on how's the upgrading going and how you're trying to upgrade your characters. There's a little bag, and then a little hand here, and then what should we do for his legs? His legs should be there, right? Arm, body, leg. Which there's not really much room to actually do legs, so we'll just do that. Yeah, that'd be fine. And you know, I'm looking at this one, I really want to continue. So we'll continue this little dude here. I've got a little bit of a saw cleaver thing from, what's it called? Bloodborne. I would change that up and actually make our own little weapon, I think. So instead of a saw cleaver, we'll just sort of have sort of like a weird hacksaw thing. And I think that's kind of cool. I like the idea of the weapons that you make are very much, you know, something you find in like a 1940s shed, you know, rusted and scary looking, sharp and dangerous. Definitely no health and safety here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And there's some little details. I don't think, well, yeah, we'll have a little bag of something, maybe very basic lower shackle bag to hold wood and things of that nature. Yeah, we won't need to do anything too special for this one. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I've been drawing lots of little people going on little adventures and stuff like that. Just trying to get that look, the game. You know, sometimes I go back and forth on it. I'm just, at the moment, having a little bit of struggle sort of keeping with that, the original idea, but without feeling too static and, you know, stopping progress. I just try to be loosey-goosey, but sometimes that's a bit tricky, you know, when you have that sort of vision in your head for what you're trying to create. Loosey-goosey. What are you talking about? Anyway, we'll do sort of a different looking Carapace, you know, sort of one of the nasty monstery ones, and then I'll do loads of little tubes and pipes and things like that instead of hair. Get that mechanical look back into the game, because I think I was going at one point a little bit too fantasy and a little bit too like feral, and there certainly is a lot of elements of sci-fi, and I want to make sure that doesn't get lost in the game. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just doing like a weird shackle thing that has an extra little shackle at the bottom. I don't know, making it up and see if anything comes from it. I don't know. Kind of like it, but at the same time, that's kind of crap. But that's okay. And then, what else? Oh yeah, I was thinking about, you know, different weapons, about customizing stuff. You know, finding bones, turning bones into weapons. You know, bonesmith. And there's a little dude going for a walk. And then a few little concepts. Just people with bags, really. Quite a boring human being when I think of it. And, you know, a little bow idea. I'm not sure if bows are going to make it into the game, but I like the idea of it. This bit turns round, comes back, and makes into somewhat of a claw. I think that's kind of cool. But range stuff in this game, I'm not too sure if it works or not. Though I got a little sort of scavenger dude here with an actual bolt gun, so who knows? Yeah, well, I'll stop rambling now. I'm just going to finish this little bit, and then I think we call that a day. Nice little quick video just to see how we're doing, checking in with you all, and I hope you're all really well. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that pops in and watches the videos, and all for the nice comments, and thank you so much to the patrons and the YouTube people that come back and see me rambling silly little things, as well as my old Druid party, Biscuit party, Patreon. Damn, nearly got it right. And yeah, thank you to all the old friends and the new friends coming to join me today. Right, yeah, let's call it a day there. That seems nice. What else was I going to talk about? So yes, the Carapace. That's the helmets. Upper shackle, lower shackle. We got offhand, main hand stuff. What else was there? There was something else I want to talk about. I can't remember. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, you all take care. Thanks. Bye.